Shares, stock market, and currency trading. This is called the secondary market. Why? Because the primary market is when you have a product you are selling and buying. Secondary market, there is no product. What do you have? You have shares, you have stocks, you have currency. There is nothing, no product actually that you are buying and selling. It's called the secondary market because there is no actual product that is sold other than a paper that confirms ownership of shares or financial bonds or any of that. So there is no product. And shares and all of these financial bonds and whatever is being traded in the market is of three types. Halal, if the company is halal. So if the company is selling and buying halal stuff, then the shares are halal. The financial bonds inside it is halal. Everything that is related, even if it's the unit trusts are halal. Everything inside it, because sometimes they will sell unit trusts, they will sell shares, they will sell financial bonds, they will say anything inside that company, then all of these are halal to buy. Because they will use that money in order to manufacture the product and sell it, for example. And that's fine. And so if you are buying these and then selling them, that's 100% halal because the product behind that share is halal. The second type of these shares or unit trusts is haram. If the product behind that company is haram, then that drives the whole share into haram level. So it's not allowed. Examples, shares in the insurance companies or shares in the alcohol companies. Any type of these shares is haram. Okay? Or shares in the banks. It's haram. Commercial banks. Now the third type is the ones that contain halal and haram. For example, the product that company is manufacturing and selling is halal. But that company deals with interest. For example, they are manufacturing furniture and they are selling furniture. But the company actually put the money in the bank, take loans from the bank, put money in the bank and take interest on that. And usually these companies, they will put the money in the banks and take interest. And at the end of the financial year, they distribute profit on the shares from that money. It's coming to their profit, the overall profit, but usually they keep that money in the bank in order to take interest, to use that money as a liquid money to pay for their investors or the shareholders. So that type of shares is mixed. It has halal in it and it has haram. What can we do with that? The best to do with that is if you are able to access the financial statement at the end of the year of that company and see what is the percentage of the profit that is coming from the interest. Supposedly it was 5%. 5% of the profit came from the interest, whereas 10% came from the trading, manufacturing and selling. Then what if they give you, for example, by the end, they give you, for example, profit from dividend at the end of the financial year. That dividend, 1/3 of it is haram and 2/3 is halal. Why? Because the income of that company, 2/3 of it came from halal source, which is manufacturing, and 1/3 came from the interest. So the scholar said, if you are able to identify the portion that involved interest, so when you get the dividend at the end of the year, for example, then you need to remove that portion which is related to the interest. But if you are selling the shares and you are making money from the shares, that's where it becomes tricky. because you bought the shares and then you sold the shares, you made some profit. So you need to look at the profit that you took from that and try to calculate something related to the non-halal portion of that profit that you are taking. Currency exchange, some are halal, some are haram. And so there is a big problem with that at the moment. Like, for example, we all know about the Forex. And the Forex is two types. One type is halal Forex and one type if it's haram Forex. Haram Forex is when, for example, I come and I put $1,000. I want to enter into the market and buy, for example, currencies, different currencies, and sell them. What happens with the haram Forex is you put a 1,000, the haram Forex company will allow you to trade with 10,000. So they will give you 9,000 on top of the 1,000 that you have put as an investment in order to start trading, and they will say to you, trade with the 10,000. The profit that comes on the 10,000, doesn't come on the 1,000. So you are trading using others' money. But what happens if you are losing? The loss will be from your portion only. And as soon as you lose all of your money, the 1,000, they will close the account. They will sell the shares, they will take their money, and you lose everything. So the whole money becomes from 1,000 to 0. They will close the account, done. Sell all the currencies in order to return back their money, and you are out. This is a haram Forex. Whereas if you are able to trade and buy currencies and sell with your own money only, not with the money that was given to you, then that is a halal Forex. And you can actually go online and start buying and selling currencies and making money from that. That should not be an issue. The issue comes when you are trading with more than they will give you a margin. This is where the issue becomes, and it becomes haram.
So you mentioned how are we supposed to calculate the interest on capital gains from shares?
So this is where you need to know more into the finances of that company and see what is involved in all of these transactions inside. And if there is a portion that is involved, if you don't know, you just do ijtihad and say, usually these companies, this is the percentage of what they gain, and take it out. And maybe a little bit more to be sure that your income that you have gained from the share trading is halal. This is what the scholars say. Usually with these, it's tricky because you cannot identify 100%. So they will say to you, do ijtihad. What do you think the percentage? Top it up a little bit, and inshallah, whatever is left for you is halal.
How do you get rid of it?
You get rid of it in any way, like put it in something that is disrespectful, and like toilets and toilet papers and something like that, and donate it to the masjid, donate it to anywhere. It cannot be given to Muslims to eat food from it. It cannot be used to respected things like building a masjid or something. But it can be used for something that is disrespected.